Straight here. What'd you find out?
Not much.
Was it the disc?
No.
Oh, you're sure?
Reasonably.
Well, then what did cause the explosion?
We don't know that yet.
Have you talked to Dr. Jerrold?
Oh, yeah, at great length.
I imagine he was pretty upset when he thought his disc had blown up.
He still is.
He said that the explosion would be of a similar magnitude, only a lot greater, if it was the disc.
He wants to talk to you. I said we meet at my place.
When?
I guess we should be heading off about now.
Robert, what makes you so sure that it wasn't the disc?
I talked to the harbor master. He said the ship was arriving when the explosion occurred.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Naturally, I assumed it was outgoing.
Mm-hmm, with the disc safely stowed aboard.
Thing is that most of the crew had disembarked. Now, it just doesn't make sense that the disc would have been on board if the ship was coming into port.
No, probably not, but we got to make sure, and the only way is to find out what did cause the explosion.
All right, look, let's talk in the car. We can call around while we're driving.
Good idea.
I want to make contact with the captain. If anybody knows what's gone on, he should.
It's not serious, is it?
No, I don't think so. Somebody it should be fine. You're going to be back at the helm in no time.
Not unless you can mend my ship as well first.
Well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my territory. Sign these and you can go.
What's your hurry? I'm just starting to like it here. Great service.
Yeah, as far as it goes.
Don't you want to get out of here?
Not anymore.
Sign the forms, okay?
Oh, sure thing, honey. Do you want my phone number, too? Or do you make house calls?
Yeah, how much do you charge?
I bet your price got up since you became a celebrity, huh?
You know something? There's not enough money in the world to get me to go out with either one of you.
Oh, who said anything about going out? I had more in mind some indoor entertainment.
Dream on.
Hey, when you get so picky?
When I got fed up with obnoxious characters like you, you got it!
Hey, who do you think you're kidding, huh? Why don't you be nice and we can have ourselves some fun?
Bobbie, why don't you lend Leslie a hand? I'll finish this with these gentlemen.
Thank you.
You all right? Just ignore it, huh?
I think I better get used to it. I think it's just the beginning.
Oh, not necessarily. It's going to blow over soon. Anyway, we're here to help you. Promise. Okay, I think you can go now. You just take it easy with that arm for a while. But I guarantee you, you're going to be fine.
Thanks, Doctor.
Hello, Gail. Is the ship's captain around?
Oh, Bert, I know he was. Yes, he's right over there with Monica.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Quartermain, excuse me. Captain, I'm sorry to bother you, but the police commissioner would like to talk to you.
I thought I had to make out some kind of report.
Well, he just wants you to fill him in as to what happened.
Okay, I understand. When?
How about right now?
No, I don't see why not. I don't have a ship to get back to.
All right, come along with me. I'll drive you over there.
Take care.
Oh, Mrs. Scorpio, is your husband here?
No, I'm afraid not.
What? Well, he told me to meet him here.
Well, then I'm sure he'll be along shortly. Can I get you some coffee?
Yes, please. It's very good of you. That's very good of you. I'm afraid I need a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Coming up right away.
Thank you so much. Look.
Are you all right?
Oh, yes. No. You see, it's that explosion.
Yes, it was horrible, wasn't it? It's lucky that nobody was killed.
Oh, if there had been casualties, I could never live with myself.
Pardon?
I'm to blame.
But you? Don't be silly.
I could have been. That, or far worse.
I don't understand.
It's a terrible responsibility. Creating a new element that can alter people's lives.
Yes, but it's a good element, isn't it? It's a beneficial one.
But you see, we live in a world where there are no absolutes anymore. Good can have a dark side.
I don't want to think about that.
Neither did I. until I realized that I'd not only created a force for good, but I'd unleashed something very destructive in the world.
Oh, Dr. Jerrold, you're upset. You're overreacting.
I'm sorry. No, believe me, I'm not.
You're a very dedicated man. You've put your heart and soul into this project. It's easy to lose perspective.
On the contrary, I think I'm the only man in this city who really sees the danger we're all in.
I'm sure that if there were any real danger, that Robert would be taking precautions.
I warned him. I begged him, but he wouldn't listen. Neither would Balentine.
But Robert's a very caring, understanding, thoughtful man.
I agree, but he's under Balentine's authority. Where is Balentine? Has he called?
No, why?
Well, he's supposed to be here. I must talk to him. Of course, he didn't listen to me before. Now he'll have to.
What do you want to talk to him about?
About the disc, of course. Something must be done. Oh, at last.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, are you satisfied, all of you? Are you?
Would you excuse us, darling? We have, some important business to discuss.
Of course.
Happy to find it for you. If you could just give me the last name again.
I repeat, there have been no serious injuries.
Where's my husband? Why can't I see him?
He didn't come home from...
This is not a very good idea, Natalie.
Let's go off to Grant's room.
Grant's a fool. This is far too risky.
Notice you in this mess. Come on, your friends and relatives.
Okay.
There must be something.
Where do I take a number?
That's not a bad idea.
How are things in emergency? I think we've finally gotten it pretty much under control.
I wish we could say the same thing here.
The worst is over. I hope so. You leaving now? No, I'm just taking a break in the cafeteria. Can I get you something?
Well, no, but you could take a few of these people with you.
I don't think they'd be interested. I know I'm not.
Georgia, where did all these people come from?
For every patient that you've had down in emergency, we've had 4 of the relatives up here.
Well, let's see what we can do about that. May I have your attention, please? Now, most of the victims of the explosion have been released or are being released from the emergency entrance room. If you just go outside and step around to the back, you'll be able to see them. I'm sure they'll be very anxious to see you.
Thank you.
Well, now that's more like it.
You certainly do have a way with crowds.
Well, if that didn't work, I was going to start asking him for donations to the hospital. I think that would clear the room.
Did you see the way Bobbie looked? Looked like she hadn't slept for a week.
Well, you'd lose sleep, too, if your whole personal life were spread all over the newspapers.
Not me. Mine's not that interesting. But I'll tell you, if I did do something like that, which I never would, I'd make sure that nobody ever found out about it.
I seriously doubt that Bobbie is responsible for her past becoming public knowledge.
I don't know, maybe to help Luke's campaign, you know, the sympathy vote?
Something tells me that I don't believe that.
Were you really shocked?
Yeah, I really was. I just can't imagine Ruby or Bobbie doing that sort of thing. Gosh, I still can find it hard to believe.
Must have been pretty awful.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. And I don't condone that kind of thing, but I can forgive it, up to a point.
Yeah? And where do you draw the line, Georgia?
Well, when their backgrounds begin to reflect on the hospital.
Think it will?
I think there's a pretty good chance of it.
I couldn't help over here. I hope you're wrong, Georgia.
Well, I hope so, too. But if I'm not, then you will have to take some sort of action, won't you?
We'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. For my part, I can't believe that people will hold the past against Ruby and Bobbie forever.
Please, thank you for the flowers.
You're welcome. I just wish it could be more.
Your support means a lot to me.
But you have it all the way. And a lot of others, too. You know that.
Well, I want you to know I appreciate you.
I'm so glad you're here. I just cannot believe what I just heard.
Is it good news or bad?
I don't know, Lee. I think you'd have to file it under strange.
We'll take it.
Well, I was down in the emergency room talking to the sailor, and he told me he knew what caused the explosion.
What game?
Would you believe fertilizer?
Fertilizer?
That's right. The holds were full of it. It's not the only thing. You're trying to tell us that the ship exploded because it was full of fertilizer? I know it sounds a little far-fetched.
A lot.
But
I heard about it happening to other ships, but I'd never seen it.
Oh, I should hope not. It was the nitrogen, wasn't it, Captain?
Exactly. It can build up very quickly. With the right conditions, it's extremely volatile.
Unbelievable.
Lucky half your crew wasn't blown to the moon.
I know. We had just docked. Most of them were anxious to get off the ship. You know, sailors.
Can't wait to hit port.
Usually it's a problem, but this time it was a blessing. A few of them were hanging around the pier, but most of them were on their way into town. We had just opened the holds. When the air hit the gas, it blew.
You are quite certain that this rather bizarre turn of events was the cause of the explosion?
Positive. Inspectors are going over the wreckage now. They'll confirm what I've told you.
Well, thank you, Captain, for a most intriguing explanation.
It's not your run-of-the-mill explosion, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I've had some experience in this kind of thing myself.
Fertilizers?
No, explosives. But I can be honest with you and say that I've never dealt with this sort of combustion before, and I hope I never have to again.
You and me both. Well, makes a good story for the grandchildren, though.
That it does. And once again, thanks for your help.
Glad to be of service.
Well, now we know. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Never ship fertilizer in anything that isn't airtight.
You think this is funny, Commissioner? You won't be laughing so hard if this happens for real. You'll have more bodies than you can count. You won't be cracking jokes then.
Now, Dr. Jerrold.
Are you going to inform the public about this, or shall I?
Would you excuse us, please, love? Could you please wait just a minute, all of you? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Holly,
Maybe I should just go away until this is all over and done with.
I wish you would.
Is that why you keep shoving me aside? I'm beginning to feel like a nosy child.
I don't want you involved. It's for your own good.
I can look after myself.
No, you can't. This is different. There's real danger here. It'd be safer if you were out of town.
I don't want to be safe if it means being apart from you. Why'd you marry me if you keep having to send me off all the time?
You know I adore being with you more than anything else in the world. And if I suggest that we separate for a while, it's got to be for a good reason.
What? Tell me why, and maybe I'll agree with you.
Well, I think you should be spending some time with Nanny while she's recuperating,
I won't go without you.
I can't leave. Not now.
Why? What's going on? Why do you think it has something to do with Jerrold's disc? Why do you think it's connected to the explosion? Or Luke?
What do you suppose he has to do with anything?
It was just a feeling.
Now, you put it all out of your head. Right now.
But it's true. It is all related in some way, isn't it? Tell me, Robert.
I can't.
You can't? Or you won't?
I thought you would have known me better than that.
I don't know anything anymore. I thought we were close. I thought that we told each other everything. Now all of a sudden you clam up on me.
Not by choice.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. Do you think I'm too dumb to understand, or maybe too frivolous?
Now you're personalizing it.
Well, what the hell do you expect? I helped you with Susan Moore's murder case. You depended on me, and now all of a sudden you're acting like it's some kind of international calamity.
Stop it. Right there.
What?
Look, I don't want to get into this. I certainly don't want you guessing or surmising anything. Now, just lay off this line of questioning, all right?
Why, Robert? Why?
Because anything I tell you is going to put you in danger. And I'm not about to have that for anything. Now, believe me. You forget this. All of it.
Loving.
What is it?
I can't go through with it. I can't marry you.
I'm not going to believe any of it until you tell me why. What happened to change your mind?
And on One Life to Live, a deadly threat to Clint.
This is war, right?
Unites the Buchanans.
We're doing what we should be doing. Closing ranks and hanging tough. We gotta fight. We got no choice.
Loving, One Life to Live. Weekdays.
Close the door.
Brad, I don't know why you feel it's necessary to go over this again, but since you've gotten me here, on Monday you will steal the microfilm and then you will kill Dr. Jerrold. Then get down to the docks, slip 67 where a boat will be waiting to take you to Canada. A plane will meet you there and take you the rest of the way. Now, is that clear?
No, I'm afraid not.
This is ridiculous. Gregory just gave it to you step by step. What is your problem?
I think Gregory omitted a step or two, Natalie.
I've told you everything that you need to know.
I disagree.
Grant, you're stalling.
What is it that you don't understand?
The most important part of the whole plan. How do I get into Jerrold's lab?
I'm afraid you'll have to leave that to us for now.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Then you're going to hear it again.
It is my neck. I'm the one taking all the risks. I need specifics, damn it.
Grant, you worry too much.
It's my life we're talking about, Natalie.
If anything goes wrong, you won't have to go through with it.
And what if I reach the point of no return? What if it's too late to stop?
Grant, we can't take a risk of losing you. You know that. Now, I've explained the arrangements to you. Don't question them again. Just carry them out. And you probably need this. Well, I suggest you get it out of sight. We don't want anyone to see it, except, of course, Jerrold. It should be the last thing that he sees.
We no longer have a choice. Do you want to be responsible for the deaths of thousands of innocent people? The public must be informed. By what right do we play God? We're toying with human beings here, not some equations and experiments. I won't allow this to continue.
You won't have to.
Then you'll make an announcement about what's happened?
No, I won't have to.
Now look here, we haven't time for this bureaucratic double talk.
We know that your disc is not responsible for this situation.
That's no guarantee that it couldn't be the cause next time.
Well, I'm reasonably certain that it won't.
What makes you say that?
I don't believe that your disc is a danger any longer.
What?
Darling, I have to call Celia. Do you mind if I use the phone in the communication room? I don't want to disturb you. Sorry to interrupt.
You're telling me my disc isn't dangerous? I created it. 14 years I worked for it. I know what Prometheus can do.
Well, with all due respect, Dr. Jerrold, I've had a team of top scientific experts working on your equations. And after a full study, they've come up with a unanimous conclusion. The disc will not explode in Port Charles. Not this summer, anyway.
Oh, and may I ask where your gaggle of hacks decided that they had the authority to say that?
They feel that the proper atmospheric conditions do not exist here at this time for such an explosion to occur.
Well, for all our sakes, you'd better pray that they're right. I don't believe it. It's a very comforting thought, but hardly convincing.
Robert, can we get a copy of that report for the doctor?
Easily. Connie, go into the comm room if you would, punch up Washington, get them to send that information out, and then show it here to the good doctor.
You got it.
Oh, really, Celia, it can't be that bad. What color did you want the walls painted anyway?
Besides, whoever has the disc is probably not carrying it around somewhere out in the sun. More than likely, it's inside somewhere, in some dark spot, which would be ideal. I think we can safely assume it's in a cool, dry place. Perhaps even a room that's well air-conditioned. I'm telling you, Doctor, your disc couldn't be safer, even if it was being kept on ice.